Fantasy football has landed on chain. In this video, I'm going to go over everything you need to know about the hottest consumer app on the base chain. We're talking about football.fun, aka sport.fun, who just launched their American football, and it is only day 3. You are super early on this, and if you're a fantasy football junkie just like I am, you're in the United States, or really you can participate everywhere, there is so much opportunity for upside on this platform. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how to use it, how to get involved with the weekly tournaments, and how to ultimately come out on top and hopefully have some profits from this platform, and also how to qualify for their own token airdrop, but also get allocation to the base airdrop. So without further ado, let's jump into it. And first things first, guys, be sure if you're enjoying the content on the channel, give a thumbs up, hit the like button, and subscribe for more videos. Every single week, we have you covered. Bullish, bearish, doesn't matter. We will make it out on the other side of this little bit of a rocky market on top. And of course, a big shout out to our sponsors here on In The Game. We have some incredible sponsors, including Blowfin, who's giving away $10,000 to new users from November 12th all the way up to the 30th. If you need a place to trade, and especially if you're in the United States, like me, you don't have a ton of options, you can check out Blowfin and you can trade from anywhere in the world. No KYC restrictions. You don't have to give them your personal information, nothing like that. Check out Blowfin down below and start qualifying towards $10,000 in rewards. Let's go ahead and jump into the main topic of the video today, which is football.fun. Now, they had an absolutely meteoric run whenever they did their football, which aka, European football. They had, and it's still ongoing, but you could buy Salah, Haaland, all these different players in the European leagues, and you can basically trade and speculate on their value. And you also have tournaments weekly to earn rewards, which give you gold, which are equivalent to dollars. It's basically fantasy football with trading and daily upside on these different events. And we look at here, we saw the peak of the European football get up to $150 million market cap. It's only day 3. It's at a $4.5 million market cap, and the first event begins actually tonight. But don't worry, you can sign up after and also participate on Sunday, because you have to set your roster after you have your, first set of players. So we're going to break down exactly why I think this opportunity is massive, how you can qualify for their token airdrop, as well as get credit towards the base airdrop. So let's just dive into it. If you're wondering also how big the fantasy sports market is, it's pretty crazy. Right now, it's about $22 to $30 billion in 2023, which is projected to grow to about $50 to $90 billion. And like I mentioned, they have an upcoming token as well as basketball around the corner. So whether you're a football fan, a soccer fan, basketball, football, American, or soccer fan, you can take advantage of this app. And also, Base has mentioned that football.fun participants will definitely be considered, aka most likely included into the Base airdrop. Now, let's just look at the metrics. It's an app that has done annualized about 6.1 million in revenue, was one of the hottest apps in the month. I believe it would have been September or August whenever this first really hit the scene. But they're making big moves in the football side. They're partnered up with RotoWire, who's like an OG analytics and insights partner in the fantasy sports space. As you can see here, RotoWire has been around for quite some time. And on top of that, they are doing daily drops right now, or, a few times a week. They're doing these 24 player drops where you can snipe them on launch and be able to get in at the ground floor on some of these players. So in this video, I am just strictly going to go over how to get involved in this if you're a football fan, or just you want to qualify for the fun token airdrop, whether you want the base airdrop, or if you just want to try and speculate and trade on some of these different players. I'll also give some insights as to who I think is undervalued at this point in time. And like I said, Thursday the 13th, the tournament begins. The first tournament, it begins tonight. So like I said, even if you buy players for Sunday, you can still compete in this week's tournament. Let's go ahead and take a look here. So surprisingly, some of the prices on some of these players are still suppressed quite a bit, but let's just first and foremost go into how do you onboard to this application, and also how do you get started whenever you're looking at a player. What do the prices mean? How do I set my lineups? We're going to go over all of that and more right now. So the first things first, you're going to want to onboard on to the application. You can literally just click up here at your gold balance. You can either fund with crypto, fund with a card. You can withdraw funds. If you send funds to the wrong place, you can recover lost funds. So pretty easy. And they work with MoonPay if you want to onboard through a card or a traditional route. And we look here at the marketplace. This is where things, you have to start putting on your hat of who has upside, but also just how does it work in general. Everyone knows Patrick Mahomes, right? So right now, Patrick Mahomes is trading at 6 cents a share. So what that means is if you put $100 into Patrick Mahomes shares, you're going to get 1,587 shares of Patrick Mahomes. Now that is 100 gold worth. Let's say his price goes up to 12 cents. It goes up 100%. Obviously, that is now worth 200 gold. So it's just like a crypto pricing. It's how much you're buying of this different player. And typically speaking, if the player performs well in this first round of games this weekend, I would assume that their values do rise because of their good performance. So you can see here some of the best players: Patrick Mahomes, McCaffrey, Puka Nacua, Bijan Robinson, etc. So these are right now, I think most of them are undervalued, and we'll talk about that here in just a second. But right now, you are able to dive in and actually buy some of these players. So as you can see here, my roster, I ripped a bunch of founders packs. I have Drake May, Puka Nacua, CeeDee Lamb. I have a bunch of different players here. But for the most part, you see my value of my team here, but also you go to selection, and this is how you set your lineup. You can only play 35 players every single week in these competitions. And typically speaking, what you will get paid out in if you win these competitions is tournament points, which result in you being able to open brand new packs, which come with players that you can just trade on the open market. If you want to take profit on those packs, you absolutely can. It is an absolutely open and free market. So as you can see here, I've set my roster for the first set of games here this weekend, and I'm excited to see the rewards that play out, and especially as this picks up more steam. We did see about 17 days into the soccer launch is when all-time highs were in the football.fun soccer side. So intriguing to see after a tournament or two, how does this result in potential upside for different assets on the platform. So for me, we've seen criteria. The more you hold players, the more volume you have on the marketplaces, the more results that you have on different tournaments. And on top of that, you can see here, you have objectives, right? Open packs, complete all your objectives, sell your first player. These also result in potential future airdrop allocation because you are just simply doing more activities on the app. And as you can see here, tournament is coming soon. The tournament is tonight. So let's just say you're onboarding to this right now, okay? And you're looking across the board. Maybe you want to you don't have to you can put any amount of money. You can buy 5 shares of a player for 30 cents if you just want to play around with it, right? So it doesn't really matter how much, you put in or how many players you buy. You can play with literally $50, $25, $100. It doesn't really matter. I will leave a link down below if you want to sign up to football.fun and participate in the NFL. I'll leave a link in the description. But just looking across the board, I think right now, personally, I think a baseline of buying shares of McCaffrey, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Bijan Robinson, Drake May, Jahmyr Gibbs, Devon Achane, all these players are still dirt cheap. And I want to show you guys something on the soccer side quickly. You can see that these assets are priced way higher. Like Mbappe's at 17 cents, whereas the top player on football.fun right now for NFL, Patrick Mahomes, is only at 6 cents. So I think performance will drive a lot of speculation on certain players. So for me, when I'm looking at the marketplace here, I actually think a ton of these guys are undervalued. Dak Prescott barely above launch price. He's having a crazy season. Like, you could really pick up any variety of mainstream players, fill up that 35 player roster. And And I think that people who are early on this will absolutely cook. I would expect this market cap to climb as the season goes on. I'm pretty sure the rewards for these tournaments will be pretty handsome. You can open packs and just sell those players if you're looking to take profit. Or of course, you can accumulate those players if you're looking to continue playing in the tournaments continuously. But for me, this is exciting. It's on-chain fantasy sports. You qualify for the fun token, but on top of that, you qualify for the base airdrop. They also have the basketball game coming up around the corner. So basketball is the next roadmap item for sport.fun. It's just really an awesome app to take advantage of, especially during these market conditions. I mean, don't even get me started on the market that we're looking at currently. I mean, in a time period where the market is in complete turmoil, it is really awesome to have options to go dive into trading fantasy sports players or dive into prediction markets. We're going to have a prediction market show this weekend for you guys as well. I think there's some really good opportunities in the prediction market space, especially while the market is doing its thing right now. But I'm just really excited to see where this takes off in the next few weeks. I think that after people start playing in the tournaments, get rewarded, you're going to see the upside on some of these players that have great performances, right? Like a Christian McCaffrey or whatever the case is. I think that a lot of people that migrated over from the soccer side as well, they're Europeans. They don't really pay attention as much to the NFL. So I think there's going to be a learning curve there. And I think for those who are educated on the NFL, I think you can probably buy low and sell high on a lot of these players. But of course, this app needs to be treated way more like fun than it is, you know, I'm here to swing trade and make a ton of profit. You can absolutely do that, but I'm not a financial advisor. We don't give financial advice on this channel. I'm just letting you guys know what I'm doing, the players that I'm scooping up in this current state of the application, and also just simply the ones that I think will have upside after people see their performances. You know, I think there's a bunch of running backs, wide receivers, quarterbacks here that are just dirt cheap. You can pick up 100 shares of for a couple dollars, and, you know, you'll see where it goes from there. If you guys enjoyed the video, like the video down below and subscribe to the channel. One last thing here. Like I said, they are pushing up the tournament. So the tournament starts tonight. I'll leave a link down below in the description if you want to check out football.fun. All of your activity on the application will be credited towards the fun airdrop and the base airdrop. And who knows, if you play your cards right, like I'm planning to, I'm going to try to come out of here on top. And also have some fun while doing so. So guys, like the video down below, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video. As always, play well, my friends, trade responsibly, and please, in this market especially, stay bullish, my friends.